Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Industrial Revolution. These are notes 11.1b and this is of course Mr. Marks. Um, the Industrial Revolution starts in Great Britain. That's largely what we're going to talk about is why Great Britain. Uh, it's listed here with four main reasons, and we're going to touch on all of these, but I would recommend that you write these down and give yourself a little bit of space so we can talk about them as we go through, but make sure that you have them. We're actually going to hold off on talking about new technology until the next slideshow. So, one of the big reasons for Britain's ability here was its political and social conditions. One of the biggest things about it was because it was on an island and thus not easily conquerable for other sides from other countries around, like many European nations had to deal with, it had a pretty stable government. It had been overthrown a couple of times, but at this point, the limited constitutional monarchy with a solid parliament, a prime minister with a good deal of power, and a queen who was very well respected during this time, made for this to be a place that just exuded stability. It reached the highest empire during this time. And one of the reasons its empire was so strong is it also had a really strong navy. This didn't just, it makes sense that it would have a strong navy to defend its borders being an island, but this actually has a secondary effect because now it's able to affect places all over the world. This navy allows it to build colonies and establish its trade empire all over the place. This also makes it so they're able to bring in a lot of goods really relatively easily. So these two factors in particular are two of the main things that really set Great Britain apart. On top of it, the government was very progressive for its time. It was looking to innovate. It was looking for changes. It wasn't afraid of them because it had a stable enough of a government to handle those changes. A second reason that Great Britain was doing really well was it had a good deal of resources. As we're going to talk about the different inventions here, one of the main resources necessary for the Industrial Revolution, since it's going to be steam powered, is going to be a good deal of coal. And Great Britain has large coal deposits that they were able to mine during this time in order to bring from it. The other one is, we already talked about in the last presentation about how the agricultural revolution led to a boom in population. Not only a boom in population, but a moving population that moved from the rural areas over into urban areas. This is a whole group of people just dying for any kind of work. And when you're able to take that mass of people and put them into work in a very almost scientific sort of way, you've got a great resource available to you. Because Great Britain urbanized quicker than a lot of other European countries, because it was able to develop its cities more efficiently, made it so that they were able to utilize this workforce that much better. And the last one we're going to talk about, as I said, we're going to deal with innovations in technology later, is it had a great deal of capital. Capital is wealth. Wealth invested in enterprise. That includes anything like cash, coins, building, machinery, mines, factories. It's anything that's not actually well, it can be used for the business, but just existing itself has value. Okay, you could sell off a building to another place, and you would get money back for that. That's a kind of capital. So Great Britain, because of its many colonies all over the place, because of its many investments, had the capital, had this ability to use that capital now in order to invest into these new innovations, which we're going to talk about in the next presentation.